Hello, I'm Lizzie. I'm making a lesbian short film and I want to tell you all about it. Giggle Fuck is a snappy, slightly absurd rom-com drama. It follows a lesbian jester who is trying to hook up with a very cool girl, a girl she thinks is very, very much cooler than her and out of her league. And because she's nervous, she keeps laughing, which kind of puts a damper on the mood. So it's about how they try to muddle through that situation. You might have seen my previous short film on my channel, Heart and Lungs. That was from 2020, and that's also a sapphic romance short. But that one is a bit more of a kind of serious, tense, almost bottle episode feel because we shot entirely on location in a caravan in Wales. Giggle Fuck is more fun, it's more whimsical, it's more comedic, and it's a bit more kind of about not taking life and sex too seriously. We have got an amazing group of queer creatives together to make this film, and I am super excited to be directing it and working along all these fantastic queer artists. I wanted to explore two main themes with this film. The first is this kind of idea that I think we have as a society of thinking of sex and talking about sex as such a serious topic, but I think actually sex is kind of silly and kind of inherently funny sometimes. So I wanted to write about that tension and have a character whose kind of inner turmoil is that she's really, really trying to take the situation seriously and not laugh because that's what she feels she should do. But she's also inherently a jester, a clown, and so it's very hard for her to be serious, and that's kind of the main tension of the story. The other theme that I kind of wanted to talk about is the insecurity I think a lot of queer people, particularly women and sort of gender minorities, feel around sex because we just don't have the same representation, the same sex education. So to a lot of people, lesbian is like a porn category, not necessarily a beautiful identity full of all these different experiences and, you know, a really beautiful community. Also, you know, for queer people who are trans or non-binary, we just don't have, you know, sex education, understanding, representation within our culture yet that helps people to feel really seen. We're also currently living in a moment where queer people are being really made out to be predatory and, you know, somehow not existing, but also being hypersexual in a negative way. And that does impact a lot of queer people in that we then kind of feel not confident to go out, experience desire, talk to people, make a move in a sexual context or even just in like a dating context. And then on the other hand, you have a community that is full of amazing, really, really cool, really beautiful people that you do really want to get to know. And so it can often feel quite intimidating to be in the queer dating scene, even and especially now. And so that's what I wanted to really represent with this character who feels like a fool and therefore, you know, manifests as this literal jester who cannot stop laughing because she cannot stop feeling nervous or insecure. So this is my 5th or 6th short film, I think, and it's my second one that I'm fundraising for after finishing my film degree in 2020. I currently work as an assistant producer, making YouTube content for different museums and heritage sites here in London. I'm super excited to be directing this short film that I've written, and I have an amazing crew of queer artists and professionals and a fantastic cast that I'm super excited to work with. Playing our sapphic nervous jester Giggle, we have Eleanor Cobb. And playing her slightly intimidatingly cool but ultimately more than meets the eye love interest, we have the amazing Ahadi King Ori. Mattia De Luca is our fantastic DP. She's worked on short films, documentaries, features, just award-winning, worked for Netflix and Amazon. Super excited to collaborate with her. It was really, really important to me to work with another queer woman as my DP on this short because we are telling this really, you know, very human but very specific sapphic experience, and I wanted it to very much be sort of coming through a female gaze that caters to the queer woman audience. Our production designer is the amazing Hannah Danson. She's an amazing theatre designer whose work I really admire, and she's really brought in elements of storybook, whimsy, folklore, and kind of silliness and play that this short really demands in terms of its central jester character and in terms of the kind of comedic beats of the script. Here are some of our references for production design, and you can see from Hannah's amazing first costume designs that this is going to look fantastic, and I'm really, really excited to see the actors in their costumes. This is my first project working with an intimacy coordinator, and I'm really excited to be working with Gabriel Canine on this short. He's a fantastic writer, director, mental health practitioner, intimacy coordinator, and I think that I'm going to learn so much from this process about what intimacy coordination can add to performances and to everybody's, you know, comfort and safety on set, which is really essential. I think, you know, when I graduated from studying film in 2020, this just wasn't really part of the conversation about needing intimacy coordinators on set. So this is a really cool opportunity for me and for the casting crew to work in that way. I think that they are going to really help create a lovely, safe atmosphere on set that will help everybody be comfortable but also really bring the best out of the performances. Our plan is to submit this film to as many festivals as we can, definitely ones with an LGBT focus, sapphic focus, a female gaze focus, and also some local ones here in South London and the South East where we can go and see our own film on the big screen, network, make the most of you know, those opportunities that festivals present, and hopefully, you know, bring the community that we're all part of and we all value some joy, some laughter, some representation, and we'd love to meet people who are watching the film as well for the first time in person. It's always amazing to see the audience's reaction to your work. So this film is about 70 to 80% self-funded, so I'm committed to paying everybody who is helping me to make this film a reality. What we are asking you for in terms of funding is that additional 20 to 30% to help get us over the line. So we have already raised 50% of our fundraising goal, which is amazing. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated. So we are now just fundraising for that last 50% of the crowdfunding goal. We are looking to fund an additional £200 to help us with the post-production process and to ensure that we can submit this film to film festivals. So if this seems like a short film you would like to watch, then please donate so you can help us make GIGGLEFK a reality. And if you're unable to donate, then please consider sharing this video, share our fundraiser link, tell your friends, your family, your lesbians in your life, share it with your community, share it with your network so that you can help us reach our fundraising goal. Your donation is helping queer artists and creatives who are working independently to help tell our own stories, show our own experiences, put that on screen and hopefully on the big screen. So thank you so much for donating.